Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about some Magic the Gathering stuff because I don't know what to do at this point.
You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation.
Well, Magic the Gathering has been around for 30 years and I've never been such disenfranchised from the game in my life. I've actually pulled out a box of cards here just to see what's in it because I have so many cards sitting on a shelf, not knowing what to really do with them all. I'm at the point where I'm like, most of what I have is draft shaft and just basic commons. I have a bunch of rares and some valuable ones, some stuff that I got to figure out how to sell or where to sell it and stuff like that. There's things like this, like a foil Kozilek that I know people would probably die to have. But when it comes to a lot of the other ones, holy cow, going through this and seeing like more Kozileks and Ulamogs sitting there from what is that? Shadows? No, it wasn't Shadows, it was Zendikar, the battle for Zendikar. Oh, what's this? We've got a big ass commander card here. I just don't know what to do anymore. I am at the point where I just I don't know. I don't know what to do. This game, I've been around it for since almost the inception. I've been around this for a very long time. And when you look at this. I got Chiefs of the Foundries, which is all other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Like, this should be doing something. It was in Origins. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised if this is going up in price with Phyrexian All Is One on the horizon, going to be a very heavy into artifacts and colorless stuff. I don't know. It's there's a certain level at this point when you look at Magic the Gathering 30 anniversary edition and you just look at it and you sit there and you just wonder how it went off the rails this far. $1,000 for old school cards that you can't play with, you can't do anything with. You can sit there and pretty much look at. You look at them and go, "Oh, hey, they're pretty. They're a pretty nostalgic thing." I've seen a couple people open them up, and the idea behind them is just disheartening. You see these people open them up and they just feel deflated. And in most cases, the packs were given to them. Like, we're talking media or high level elite people overall. They just sit there and they open it up and they it's very tough, and I don't know what to do at this point. Hey, look, I found some rares. Oh, it looks like they're all black. Are they all black rares in this pile? So I'm looking at Origins here. So we got Origins, a Bearer of Silence, Greatblade Marauder, Diregraph Colossus. I know at one point was worth something. That's from Shadows over Innistrad. Wasteland Strangler, Elusive Tormentor. This was a promo, but because it was a promo, they completely tanked the value on this card. It's not like any of these cards are really worth that much right now because that's what this game has done to it. They've made a selection of cards that just don't creep up in value anymore. They just sit there and do nothing. Like, oh, oh my god, look at this. Nicholas, they put him as a dual pack, so his value didn't hold. Behold the Beyond, a 7 mana thing, maybe good in Commander. Drana, Liberator here. That's a decent card, but I don't think it's worth anything anymore because it's no longer played in Standard. And that's part of the thing here. A lot of the cards that we saw when I returned to the game and back in Origins at the tail end of Tarkir, I returned to the game going, "Oh, hey, Standard looks like it's going to be fairly decent." And in a year or two later, we saw nothing but bans. We saw nothing but cards get tanked. And the philosophy at the time when I had returned was, we don't print stuff that we're going to ban. We don't print ideas that will be banned from standard. And standard needs to be the healthiest format ever. And it stopped being the healthiest format. It's no longer a healthy format. It's to the point where stores no longer play with them. They just don't do it. Look at this Battlefield Forge. They just got reprinted. Back from Origins, these things came out, the Painlands, and they finally got a reprint on them. And that's, I said that, a couple months ago before they were spoiled in the set, that the Painlands needed to come back because they're a staple land that continues to go, and they needed it. But then the land cycle doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold value because they fell flat on its face, because no one wants to buy these things anymore. No one wants to trade these cards. They sit there and they just sit on my shelf. Like I'm looking at five shelves, like top to bottom, nothing but cards. And as you can see, I've pulled out one box here. It's a double sleeve box that I pulled out. So it's a mix of commons, uncommons, and rares. I think I got to go through everything I have here, pull out the rares, and see if I can figure out any commons or uncommons that maybe have a little bit of value. And I need to purge the rest. I need to get rid of them in a lot of cases. So I don't know where to go at this point. It's not like I can take them into a store. Most stores offer me about $4 or $5 for like 4,000 commons or uncommons. It's not really that worth it for the trouble that it would be. It might be worth the trouble to go through and find all the rares. So maybe the next few live streams, I might just sit here and go through boxes, just trying to stack up rares and put them to the side. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm disenfranchised completely. Secret Lairs, they're great. I've got the Theros ones, but they're under case and cover. I'll never play with them, and they're something that were very pretty to look at when Secret Lairs first came out. But like anything that Wizards of the Coast does with the Hasbro backing, they overdo it and oversaturate the market. When Expeditions first came out, they were such a special and unique item. They were such an item where I did as many drafts as possible with Battle for Zendikar and Oath of the Gatewatch, mainly because I couldn't go out there and buy multiple boxes. I was able to crack 3 expeditions doing that at draft. And that was exciting. It was something that was unique. It was something that made me prop up. Now, I don't even want to go close to a game store. I don't even want to go in there to play Magic. I can go there and play Magic with the Commander deck, but then I'm playing in a group that I've never played in, and they sit there with all these overpowered cards. The game's over in 2 rounds. So I sit there and go, I don't want to play. I don't want to play in a store. I want to play with my friends. I'll sit there and bust out a deck every once in a while when I see them. But other than that, I don't get to see them very often. Life is just slipping away very quickly in that sense. Maybe my little one would get into it, but I don't see him getting into Magic at this point. I see him more maybe Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or something other than Magic, just as a starting point. Like, my starting point for collectibles probably was hockey stickers. I used to collect stickers, and the other thing was trading card Corvettes, where I got the whole set together at one point, but I never did get the one rare foil trading card out of the Corvette set that was out there. It was super rare. It was rarer than seeing these cards today, seeing the Magic cards today. That was a very special set, and that one card was elusive to me overall because it was a very rare card, and it was probably more rare than opening a expedition. And that is the key here. It was one card. Now we have collector's boosters that have a million different arts for every card. It's confusing. It's convoluted. It makes investors only target one card, leaving the card not picked up by everyone else. But then everything else gets propped up by the game stores because they want to sit there and make money. They need to make money off these cards, and they can't just sit there and buy one copy of it, because if they only buy one version of the card, then they have nothing to sell to the players. Magic the Gathering was life for me at one point. It was something that I couldn't live without, and now it's just no longer, the thrill of the game is just no longer there. Anyway, guys, this was a little bit of a ramble, a little bit of a rant. I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix Cineshadow, signing off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you all next time.